All right. I think we're live. Are we live? I think we're live. Well, whether we're live or not, I'm going to go forward with it because it's time for an influencer. And this time, who are we going to influence? We're gonna influence a guy by the name of Sticky Goose. Sticky Goose. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. We're going to find out into this interview what the hell a Sticky Goose means. But we're going to talk to him about his goose fetishes and comic book community type of activities and all kinds of other stuff. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting. And before I get started, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the intro. I'm going to play the intro like I always do. Then I'm going to say hello to everybody. And then we're going to get started with the interview. Okay? All right? You understand that, people? Hello for now. And I'll say hello individually to everybody. And that's it. Okay? Understood. Good. Thank you. Well, that was our intro. And for all you people that complain that I have an obnoxiously long intro, oh, geez, you wait and see. I'm in the process of making one that's 4 times the length, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. We're going to just play a 5-minute intro every time. And maybe I'll omit names instead of adding names for all you people that are bitching and complaining about me not having your name in my intro. Maybe there's a reason why. Or maybe it just didn't fit. Either way, doesn't matter. It's my show, my intro, and I could put whatever I wanted to it. So we're going to make it longer and longer and longer every single time. That being said, welcome officially all to the show. And let's all welcome our guest, Sticky Goose Comics. Some people might even know him by the name Daniel.
Hello.
Welcome.
What's up?
Welcome. How you doing?
Dude, thank you for having me. I got to win over some people in this chat right now. There's a lot of people calling for my head, right?
Well, I think you. Yeah, no, I think I'm pretty confident that more people hate you than me. I thank you.
That's a guarantee.
So thank you for being more hated than me. What the hell? Why? No, you got better lighting than me. What the hell? I gotta fix my lighting. No, I don't like that light. Oh, look, let there be light. Fuck it. I don't need special lighting. You got better lighting than me. You got a nice setup.
I gotta look good. I gotta get this chrome dome all shiny, baby.
Ooh, you got a nice setup over there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that wasn't meant as a compliment. You're making me look bad with your good, nice and spiffy setup over there. But okay.
Well, I've put some time in it, put some money in it, and I enjoy this room. And it's good to talk to somebody that's like, in a live chat. I'm usually just talking to this stupid freaking camera, man.
Yeah. What? We'll talk about why you only do You do it because you don't want people to yell at you. That's why you would do the pre-records. It's easier that way. We'll get into that. Let's say a couple quick hellos. This is how we do it. What am I going to call you? Goose, Sticky, Daniel,
You can call Daniel, Sticky, Goose, all of those things. Doctor, any of those things.
the Goosey Man,
Goose man. Dicky Juice.
Dicky Juice. So we could do the Dicky Juice. That works well.
Dude, that was the first time I ever heard I had heard of you, and then my name got brought up on one of your streams, and then you called me Dicky Juice.
Well, you know,
And dude, that was like one of the funniest trolls I've gotten. I really appreciated that.
it was a slip of the tongue. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
I thought it was freaking hilarious, dude.
I appreciate you appreciating my genius. Thank you. So let's say a couple of, we got Brian LCS. He's in the chat. Yes, it is live. And if you don't know who Brian is, Sticky Icky, how you call it? He is the guy that started the CBC Awards. Oh, you know who
I
he
know.
is.
Yeah. I know the guy.
You
He
wanna
was
talk about that
he
later?
was in my apology video. I said it's too late to apologize to Brian from the Comic Book Community Awards. It's too late.
You want to talk about that thing?
We can
later?
talk about that. Yeah, we can talk about
that. We could talk about that. And we got John Stout. Good evening, John Stout. And we have Real Rude. It's so weird for me doing this prime time. I'm usually doing this like midnight, but I'm usually the Dracula voice. But good evening, Real Rude. And who else we have here? One hello for everybody. That's all we do. We don't do multiple hellos. And once we're done with the hellos, then we stop. We don't stop the interview for hellos after that. We just wave. That's
Okay.
Or gesture. And we got Frog Brawler. Hello, Frog Brawler. How are you?
I know Frog Brawler.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, he's been in the comments. Appreciate that.
Okay. All right. So you know the Frog Brawler. And we got Sleepy Reader 666, one of the OGs from the comic community. And we got Beef It all the way from New Zealand. Beefaroni. Thank you for joining us. And we got K-Pop Junkie. Sup, nerds. Hello, K-Pop. By the way, if you don't know some of these channels are pretty good. You might want to check out their content. K-Pop does a lot of interviews with a lot of Kickstarters and people that are starting in the comic community. I mean, in the comic industry, like the real people, like that will try to make a living out of it. You know, that those kind of people. She tries to bring them to the public. Master, another good guy. Hello, Don.
I love that band. Mastodon's freaking awesome.
Oh, you're familiar with him?
I love heavy metal, and Mastodon. He's been in one of my comments before, and I commented. I was like, dude, Mastodon's freaking awesome.
Well, he does a show that he actually reviews albums. He's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's real good. He's a good guy. He's really into the albums. He does like deep dives and that kind of thing. And we got Digger Jim. What are you digging for today, Jim?
I'm a big fan of Digger Jim.
Oh, you know him?
Oh yeah.
Not only does he dig for comics, he digs for like stuff. He goes into people's properties and digs in their property. Then they kick him out. It's like, it's a whole thing. I can't wait.
Does he ask for permission?
I don't know. He's gonna have to tell us.
Does he have a strap on with a camera, and is he asking for permission?
Speaking of strap-ons, we're gonna get into that whole strap-on thing.
Okay.
Mr. Strap-on. We
Dr. Strap-on.
Dr. Strap-on.
Thank you.
Doctor. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you. Now, Digger Jim is a good guy. I don't know if he asks permission or not, but it's funny as hell that he goes on people's properties.
F it. Kick that door down and say, I'm digging, bitch.
That's it. Until he finds somebody that's bigger than him, and then probably wants to put him in a hole. Then we got Brother Joe. Hello, Brother Joe. How are you doing, my friend? And we got Frog. Oh, I said hello to you already. You're not going to sneak in another hello, Brother Frog. That's it. One hello. We got the Nerdy Weds. Hello, Nerdy Weds. How are you? And Pokin' Joe. Good evening, Pokin' Joe. The Insomniacs are up early today. I'm very surprised. I think I got everybody. And we got Ben Content. How you doing, Ben? And this is probably why you don't do lives, because you have to go in and say hello to all these people, and it's annoying. Hello, Hialeah. How you doing, my friend?
Hola.
And we got DJ Lynx. Good evening, DJ Lynx. How you doing, my man? And we got Norrad. By the way, DJ Lynx is going to be on the show next Monday. Promo is going to drop right after this show. So you're going to want to watch that. He's going to be on with Rob and Mark from Legion. And we're going to be talking about C3. Are you familiar with C3, Daniel?
Mm-mm.
I'll tell you all about it. It's comics curing cancer. And what they do is they raise money and donate towards causes that are researching cancer.
Wow, that's awesome. It's probably one of the best things in the community that anybody does.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a very honorable thing. Good evening, aggressively relaxing.
That's one of the best names in the community.
Isn't it? Isn't that? Like, he's got me perplexed between him and Knucking Futz. We got a few of them. I think we got everybody. And if I didn't get anybody, get over it. I said hello to everybody. Let's get on with the interview. So, Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Sticky Goose.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little about yourself. You have a YouTube channel, right?
I do. I started this game 2020, so I've been doing it 3 years now. And dude, it's probably one of the best things in my life, to be honest. I love it.
Oh, you're a Corona baby too.
I'm a Corona baby. Yep, I was one of the people. But really, I got into all this mess in 2019 when me and my old man found his comic book collection from the 60s. And it was one of the best days of my life. Not only getting to do that with my dad, just finding just gold. It was incredible. And it was just sitting in a storage unit. And we just decided to go over there one day. And it was incredible. I wish I would have filmed it.
That would have been nice to film. So what made you actually start filming?
I got bored during Corona times, and it was my wife. Like, I literally didn't even have a tripod in the beginning, and I've kept all those old videos up. My wife was like holding the camera. I didn't have a microphone, but I had a really good friend, and he kind of was collecting, and he was talking to me about it, and that's how I got into it. I really, the statues came first. Well, the omnibus came first, then the statues, then the key issues.
But what got you to actually get up? Wait, hold on. Before we get into this, you mentioned you have a wife.
Yeah, Mother Goose.
So that means you're monogamous?
Correct.
All right. So
dude, same chick for damn near 15 years now.
Well, I ask everybody about what their availability is, because there's a lot of people in the chat that might want a little bit of sticky dicky, but no sticky dicky for you people. So
no, this dicky juice is locked down.
Done.
Hard.
Done. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to understand, like, what triggered you? What got you to actually sit down in front of a freaking camera and say, I'm going to videotape and just talk to people I don't know about?
So I've always liked YouTube, and I've watched when I was in professional school, I was watching YouTubers, and it was a lot of stuff based around like video games and nerd culture. And I was like, I can do this shit. And then I was like, I can be funny, sort of. And it was, oddly enough, one of the channels I was watching was called Kind of Funny. And I did like theater when I was a kid. And I kind of used this as an outlet to kind of scratch that itch of it's performance in a way. I mean, when we're getting on this camera and, we do our little spiel, it's a little performance every day or every night or whatever.
You're basically doing your look at me.
Hashtag look at me.
That's right. You know, that's your way to express yourself and tell everybody to look at you. That's all we do. You know, then I feel that you embrace that. You like people's eyes on you, right? You don't
I
actually.
didn't always. I didn't always. When I kind of curled back into a shell for several years, and I didn't really like that about myself because I'm a personable person. At least I feel like I'm not shy. I'm not coy. I'm not green around the gills. I can get up in front of this microphone. I can get in front of a camera, and it does not bother me. And I'm glad. And honestly, this, like I said, this helps me in my normal interactions
Makes
immensely.
you feel more comfortable,
Absolutely.
getting rid of stage fright and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, you don't necessarily always come out and give positive messages on your channel.
Not at all.
You kind of sometimes bring in questionable, content on your channel as far as the community is concerned.
I've
Some
rubbed a
might
lot
say
of people the wrong way.
some might say it's like a rage kind of content. Why
I've
is it? Like, do
ruffled
you
some
like to
feathers.
provoke people? Do you like to poke at people? Does that get you more stimulated, more than actually putting out the happy stuff?
Man, that's a good question. So you and I both know that this YouTube game is not rainbows and butterflies as far as if you want to be successful or get the clicks or get the views. It's if you just put a video that is look at my comic book I just bought, look how great it is. That's not a video that people are going to click on. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. And I kind of awakened to this last year, where it was like, if I kind of tap into the drama of the comic book community, tap into that, whatever that is, I think in all of us, that is a little bit, I'm not going to take it anymore. People responded to that. And some videos I might have run with it a little too far. Some videos I was kind of keeping it close to the chest and didn't say everything I wanted to say. But, I think people resonate with that because, yeah, there are certain things in the comic book world that piss people off.
Well, apparently he's asking a question to you. Listen, everybody, I'm not going to ask a lot of questions until the end because we all know we have a segment at the end for Q&As. But are you a whore for attention?
Well, to be honest, anybody that puts a microphone and a camera and a light in front of their face and thinks that anybody gives a shit about what they have to say is on a little bit of an ego trip right off the bat. And yeah, of course, I like attention. Who doesn't?
Oh, that's the whole point of hashtag look at me. And I will say that this much. I don't know how much you and I are similar or dissimilar on a few things. The one thing that we are both similar on, and I think I tuned into that, is you like pointing out things that are absurd, that just don't make sense, and just don't jive well, but nobody else is saying anything. You have a tendency of actually saying that stuff, and I have a tendency of calling things like that out myself. And that's one of the reasons I started watching your channel a while ago, well before we interacted. I was watching well before I even was really commenting a lot, because I'm not a big commentator unless I something triggers me to actually start commenting. And from that aspect, we're a little similar, but I don't I don't know if that's the beginning and the end of how our similarities go, as far as her mindsets. Because, like I said, you got a little bit of more of the rage thing, as far as poking at it. Me, I like pointing out absurd things, and not, if you get mad about it, I don't give a shit. You're gonna get mad at it, but
That's the key right there. It's
I think
when
you spoke to get mad, get people mad.
When I stopped caring about making everybody happy, is I turned a corner. Like I started like actually being who I am, and people like responded to that, because in the beginning it was kind of like I'm playing this game of what I think people want to hear, and then I stopped doing that shit.
Now you have a video. It's probably your highest rated video still. I haven't checked today, but I don't think anything has changed. Where you got kicked out of a con, all right?
I've never been kicked out of a convention.
Oh, I'm sorry, shadow banned, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, these dudes blackballed me at this convention. Yeah.
Now, I've heard you a lot of times call out a lot of sellers, LCS guys.
Yep.
And some of them, I think, do deserve it. What do you feel that you're actually gaining any ground by actually calling them out, or do you think you're just making your life a lot more difficult as far as obtaining future books and stuff like that? Because now they're gonna know your head, they're gonna know your face.
I don't give a shit. That's the difference. Like, that's a great question, a great point, and I've kind of wrestled with that, but I'm at the point now where I don't care. Like if I'd never bought another comic book, okay, and if everybody blackballs me, okay, I don't think I deserve that. I call out bullshit when I see it. Some of these LCSs, they're a freaking joke. You go into
let me stop you for a second.
Okay, all right.
Let me just stop you for a second. I understand where you're getting at, but when you go into another person's shop with a camera,
right?
I could understand a shop owner, whether they're on the up and up or not in the up, getting apprehensive of you just running around with the camera. And this is the TikTok world that we're living in right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff that people do with cameras in people's shops. I could understand. I could respect somebody's business as if it was their home as well, of not videotaping there if that's not what they wanted to do. But you're unapologetic about it. You just go in there like a rhino, and you're like, I got a camera and I'm going to videotape you, and that kind of thing.
I've changed that. I don't do that anymore. When I'm going into these shops now, I am asking. But to be honest with you, I don't have to. Legally, I can have a camera on me. And if they decide to say, hey, don't film, I mean, I'll leave. I'm not going to cause a ruckus. I'm not going to cause a stir. The time I got kicked out of the two shops by Man Bun, that was the only ruckus I've caused ever.
I'm sorry, that's the video that you have, that you got kicked out of the LCS, not that.
Right.
Your more current experiences were with the con. I apologize about that. I'm a bad interviewer. I forgot. I got the both confused.
Dude, I'm surprised you've actually watched all these videos.
I told you I watched it.
I appreciate
I'm a liar.
it.
I might be a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. If I say I watch something, I watch it. But if I like it, I like it. If I don't, you're gonna hear it. And if you don't hear anything about it, it means So sometimes if you don't hear anything from me, it's because Today, I purposely did not comment on your video because I didn't want to give you any ammunition against me. I did watch it, though, and we're going to get into that.
Oh yeah.
So you went into the LCS guy. You're sitting there and videotaping the guy. You say you have the right to. I don't know if you have the right to legally or not. To be quite honest with you, without having anybody, because it is private, you know, property.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I look at it this way as like somebody in law enforcement. They can record. They have body cameras, and if a police officer can have a body camera on at any given time, I can have a body camera on at any given time.
So you're Officer Dicky, Officer Sticky Dicky.
Well, I'm not officially Officer Sticky Dicky, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Okay, so that gives you every single right to do that. I'm just asking. Honestly, like I don't know what the legality of videotaping. I've done that before to a lot of people where I just shove a camera in their face and then they yell at me. I'll turn it off. But I get that.
And to me, that's like the biggest thing where it's like, I don't understand why anybody would not want their shop promoted. That's like the biggest head scratcher. What do you think about that?
Well, all right. Let's talk about LCSs.
Okay.
Okay. Currently, an average LCS that you walk into, actually, an average comic shop that you walk into, do you feel that they are being run properly from the business aspect of it?
I would say less than 10% of the shops I've been in, I feel like are legitimate businesses.
Now, do you feel that that's reason? The reason for that is because they're assholes, they're ignorant, uneducated, or just morons?
I think a lot of guys, I think what happened was they got into a business of their hobby. They had something they loved, and they didn't realize that you have to run a business, and then you start cutting corners, you start over buying, you stop keeping track of stuff. A lot of these guys don't have MBAs or whatever, and it's like, how, I mean, this is still a business, and I just, they run the shop like it's their personal collection. And you walk into these places and it's like, I mean, it's like a joke a lot of the time.
Well, not everybody runs their collections in the same way. You got people that are really organized and people that are completely unorganized and living in chaos. I think it's a lack for business acumen.
Yes.
I really believe that a lot of these people are enthusiasts or hobbyists that turned it into business at one point or another. And due to their lack of education and a little bit of ignorance as well, and a little bit of ego as well, it reflects onto their businesses. I really believe that everybody that has LCS should at least self-educate, if not go to a local community college and take a business course, just to understand the basics of supply, demand, customer service, something to understand that, because they're not people. You know how you say somebody's a people person,
right?
A lot of the LCSs are not people persons. They'll sit behind their counter and look down on everybody walking into the place. I see that a lot.
A lot of these stores have a vibe. Like, you go in there and there's, I mean, I don't know if you believe in this, but there's like an energy. And, when they're all like disheveled and cluttered and unfriendly, and I mean, it's like, there's like a negative vibe in there, and I can feel it like almost immediately. And it makes me just not want to be there. It makes you feel like grimy. And I know a lot of people say, hey, I want to go in these shops because that's where you can find like gyms and stuff. And I realize that with a certain amount of digging, you can find something, but damn, I mean, it's just, I mean, do you really want to be in there? I don't know.
In a lot of cases, no. And I have the luxury of being in New York, and we have a lot of shops around us. Not nearly as many as we used to have, but we still have a decent amount. And I want to say, I think your 10% ratio might be a little bit high.
You think I'm being generous with that?
I think you are, because I could, I would say it's a lot less than that, as far as from my experience locally. And I have gone to other areas, Jersey and Pennsylvania, and to other places where it's a weird vibe. It's almost as if they're angry at the world. They're
Yes.
angry for all their financial mistakes or issues that they have in life, and they're taking it out on their customers.
They hate comic books, dude.
It feels that way. In some cases, you definitely know that's the case. They hate them. I got a shop that's near me that one partner actually was in the industry. He was a writer. He worked on books, and then the other one is so disgruntled with his life. He hates everything. He doesn't even read books anymore. He does. You ask him for a recommendation, he doesn't know what to recommend you. It's weird. It's a very weird vibe. As far as what you get, and that's not, you know what? There's a lot of things that all of us do in life. I'm not sure exactly what your profession is in life or what you do for a living, but whatever it is that you do, whatever it is I do, whatever it is anybody else does, whether you love it, you hate it, if you go in angry, you're not going to do well. You're just not going to do well unless you're a boxer. You know, unless you're a boxer and you're going to punch out your opponent, you're not going to do well if you're going in that angry all the time. It doesn't work that way. You know, so it's a very weird dynamic with the LCSs right now.
And that has carried over, like, kind of talking about what we had talked about earlier with my content, is that energy, that kind of thought process, it transfers to the collectors, because then the collectors start getting disgruntled because they don't want to be in there. If the people, like, it's no longer like a magical experience going into a comic shop. Like, have you ever watched the show Comic Book Men with
Yes,
Kevin
I
Smith?
have.
Okay. So that show, I've been watching that recently. It like, that's like a encapsulation of like what everybody wants when they go into a comic book shop. The banter, the bullshitting, the, you know, hey, maybe buy something. It's like, that is what you want. But in reality, what happens is you have a troll behind the counter who could give two shits whether you buy anything or not, whether they can help you or not. And then they're like predators laying in wait for Granny to walk in with a collection so they can take her for everything for literally nothing. It's like one of the sleaziest professions there is.
Well, listen, there is, from the business aspect of it, I can understand. By the way, Sleepy, maybe you're fortunate. I know you're you're in Portland, I think. Maybe they're nicer on the West Coast than they are on the East Coast. Well, what can I tell you? But here in New York, they're assholes for the most part. There's very few places. I literally have only one shop that I'll go to that I'm 95% happy with the guy that owns it, because there's a little piece of he irks me sometimes. But other than that, they also I got Midtown around me. I got all these big shops and small shops around me. So maybe it's just you got a better vibe around you. Yes, they're quirky, and so I could deal with quirk and weirdos. I deal with that all day, every day. Look at the community we have. It's all freaking weirdos and quirky guys. I like that. But assholes is a different story. And that thing that you said about the comic book shop, it's all artificially staged. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the way Kevin Smith conducts his life. That's how the show is.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It's a very strange dynamic. But I will say this much. From the LCS guys, I will defend them in this end. You go in with a bunch of junk, and you might have a couple of hidden gems in there, and you want them to buy all your junk with those hidden gems, but you want to get top dollar for at least the hidden gems. But you don't take into consideration this guy's got to unload 10 long boxes of, if you're lucky, run fillers,
Right.
you know, or Valiant books, or crappy Image titles from the 90s. You know what I'm saying? He's got to find a way to liquidate that. That takes time. That takes, resources. So you can't expect him to pay top dollar for that, or even somebody that's competing against him online that doesn't have a brick and mortar and those kind of expenses. Because a lot of times the guy that has the online shop or does it as a hobby or like a side hustle to make some money, they have a lot less expenses. So they can't. They could afford to pay a little bit more of a premium for those books than the guy that has the LCS shop. So I understand that perspective of it. That I could understand. I could, not that I'm defending them in any way as far as when they're paying, $10 a long box. You know what I'm saying? You're better off just telling the person, listen, just try to sell it yourself instead of taking them to the cleaners. And in one of those long boxes, there's a 181 or something like that. But you sell yourself. You've sold a few times yourself, right?
Yeah, I've done some live sales on YouTube, and some of them have done okay.
But you've worn those shoes of a seller.
I have. I've gone to several local shows, very small shows. I've never set up at a convention, so I can understand the struggle. I understand the bagging and boarding, the hauling this crap everywhere. Dude, I'm not saying that it's not a struggle. It's just from a customer perspective, I have certain expectations. I think we as a community, I would assume, have certain expectations that going to a shop should be a fairly positive experience. I mean, and it just does not feel that way. I stopped going to my LCS completely. And I know a lot of people say, I got to support my local businesses and stuff. I hear you, but why should I pay them more? Like, if my experience is bad, I don't like going over there, and I support you because you just live in my town. I don't get it.
Well, you're going there because you have the stuff in front of you. It's almost like telling me, why should I go to Best Buy, which Best Buy sucks, or those they're the only one that's left with the electronics store, or buying it from Amazon. Why, and paying a little bit more at Best Buy? Why? Because you can actually go and actually hold it in your hands and look at it before you walk out with it and have it on demand that moment. Same thing applies for our LCS. It's a tangible location where you could physically look at stuff, be in that environment, maybe meet people in that shop that are like-minded, and you could bullshit about comic books and stuff like that. It's supposed to be a gathering area, in addition to actually a place to buy your stuff. That's what it should be.
And I went to one of those here just recently. We took a trip with my family to Virginia Beach, and I was in one of those shops, and I felt it. And I was like, people coming, gathering, talking about new comics, somebody explaining slabs to somebody. Like, I get chill bumps talking about it, because it was like, this exists and this is what I want. And you hit the nail on the head. Like, as physical comic book collectors, I want the physical thing. I want to see the thing. I want to hold the thing. I don't want an NFT. I don't want a digital comic. I want the real freaking McCoy. And when I go to these shops, I mean, that is why I'm there. I want to see the physical raw books so I can evaluate them grade wise, the quality. I want that experience. And there are still shops that do it. So it gives me hope that, we're not off base.
So putting on the shoes of a seller every so often, do you feel that you slowly go into that same mindset and mode as the LCS guys when you're
For
selling?
sure. You can feel it, dude. When you're standing there, there's desperation, because it's like, well, damn, I got my entry fee. I spent all this time coming over here, and I'm like, some of these guys set up at every single major con, and I'm like, this is their life. This is their livelihood. They have got to make a sale. And I'm like, I mean, you can feel, like, I've gone to some guys and I can feel the tension where it's like, I mean, this guy's trying to make this sale. And I never want to be at that point in my life where I'm doing that for a living.
But if you're doing cons yourself, you got those same expenses when you're going in there, and you have those shows. So you have an asshole like me that comes to you and says, listen, I don't give a fuck if you just paid $500 or $1,000 for that booth.
Yep.
I'm not paying you $3 more. I don't care.
Dude, these guys, I mean,
and I'm sure you get it.
They're charging double, triple fair market value for this shit. And it's like, it is totally predatory. And this is one of the biggest things that so many people that watch my videos and agree with me is me saying this stuff, because nobody talks about this shit. Because, when people make videos about going to cons or talking about them, it's always the positives. It's always the positives. Well, it's like, well, I'm like analyzing, like, what about the guy that's selling this Vampirella #1 for $2,700 when the fair market value was $1,300, and somebody walks in and says, "Oh, I'd like to have that," and then boom, they just got.
Well, clearly you don't watch my regular content, because if you did, you would hear me talking about that all the time. Have you ever heard of my problem with people not giving me bags when I go to LCSs or cons?
Oh, they don't. Oh, like
let me ask you something. You go to a Comic Con, right? You go to the booth. You buy a stack of freaking comics, right? Yeah, you're sitting there with a freaking stack of comics. Maybe they're a couple bucks a book. Well, you compile. You tell the guy, listen, I need a bag. They tell you, I don't have a bag. How am I supposed to carry these freaking comics? I'm going to shove them in my ass and I'm going to walk away with them. What am I supposed to do with these things?
It's your problem.
Figure it out. It's your problem. Drives me freaking berserk. As a businessman, shouldn't you have bags or something like that? Even if you're in a state that it's illegal, because some states it's illegal to hand out plastic bags, you could actually sell canvas bags to the people. Right. At least you have that option. I just went to Baltimore. Some guy tried to pull that stunt with me as far as not giving bags. I told him, listen, empty out one of these shirt boxes and give me the shirt box. Either that or you're not getting paid. Simple as that. Would you expect me to carry them? To go like in the middle of Baltimore after a freaking Ravens game, to go with like a hug of freaking comics, walk over to my hotel after? No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
That's what always kind of like going to these big cons and like wanting to buy like a big amount of stuff. Like, how is that even feasible if you don't have like a dolly or something?
Well, I could hold for a short distance. I could hold a short box if I need to. You know what I'm saying? Or bag.
It's just kind of it's like cumbersome. It's just like, but I hear you. I mean, it's just like those little touches of just help the customer out just a little bit.
It's customer service. It's knowing how to deal with people. There's a lot of stuff that goes on where they need. We're not going to sit here and run a video about educating people. If you ever wanted to have a round table about how LCSs can improve their service and actually survive as a business, hey, I'm more than willing to come on the round table, get a couple more people that actually know what they're talking about, and we could have a great conversation about it. Because then we could literally dominate this whole video just talking about that stuff. And I don't think it's fair because we want to know more about the Sticky Goose. We want to know more about Daniel, not about LCSs. We know a lot of them are assholes.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we're going to move on from there. And we're going to go into your other problems that you do.
I got a lot of problems, dude.
So you had some commentary on the CBC Awards.
Oh,
I don't know. Brian, he was here. If he's still here, but I'm sure it'll get back to him. It gets back to everything I say. It gets back to somebody. I don't know where your stance is. If you're pro or against it, or because I know you made a video trolling it.
No, I didn't troll. I didn't troll it completely. I thought
it would say, but you also threw some complimentary things in there, which gives mixed messages out there.
Well, that's Sticky Goose.
Yeah, I mean,
I put you in a mental pretzel by the end of a video. Like, I want you to not know what the hell this guy even thinks. Like, I work shit out mid video. Like, some of my shit, like by the end of it, I'm like, I think I just changed my own mind.
Well, maybe you did, but I'd like to know what your thoughts are about it, because you got me perplexed. I think you're trolling us.
Oh,
I think you hate them.
Trolling. No, okay. Here's my take on it, and it's worth about nothing. Okay, I think that anything I think comic book YouTube is one of the best things ever.
I mean, before we even dive into that,
okay,
these are called comic book community awards.
Correct.
Do you feel like you're part of the comic book community?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, I haven't put. I don't do live streams. I don't.
Well, you don't have to do live streams to be part of the community.
Well, I
do a live stream right now.
I know. I just don't. I guess I don't put myself out there as far as networking with other creators. And I guess for something to be a community, some of that networking has to happen. But I mean, I am a part of the comic book collecting community. But I feel like the awards show is kind of like is for creators, right? Obviously.
Creators. Now, it's not clear what exactly constitutes a community and comic book community, and what a creator that is eligible or ineligible for, because I'm sure a lot of the big channels like Comics Explained and Yellow Flash and Thinking Critical and Comic Tropes. Out of all those, the only one that actually showed up for the first time this year in the awards was Comic Tropes. Now, are they considered a community or are they fake community? Because they do comic book content.
So I think there's like this small niche of guys that have 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, 3,000 subscribers. These channels that are recently monetized, newly monetized, have a bit of a following, and I think a lot of those channels, they make content with each other. And then there's these guys that are like on an island, like the Jim Mints, the Comic Toms, the Very Garys, these guys, even Reggie, and the new guy is Mint Hunter. Like, these dudes are not in this circle with the small channels. Now, I just watched Whack Comics interview Jim Mint last night. Dude, I love that channel. His channel is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I like both of those guys. But it's like there's this niche, like it's a niche within a niche. And what happens is all the niche is giving each other the awards.
You feel like it's a bunch of cliques, in other words.
Well, there are different cliques in this game, and but I realize that in order to grow this, the only way you're going to do it is just keep doing it every year.
And expanding.
Yeah, but the problem is, dude, this is a hurt feelings thing. It's a superlative. It's a you're doing a popularity contest inside a popularity contest. Every time you're making a decision, are you going to watch Comic Journey? Are you going to click subscribe? Are you going to click like? That's your vote for the day. You know what I mean?
Is that true? Did Remy really send you your first super chat?
Remy Q Studios sent me my first super chat I ever got.
Tell him thank you.
Dude, Remy Q Studios disappeared from
Here's your chance.
From like
you're alive.
Oh, thank you, Remy Q.
There you
Dude, the dude literally disappeared from all the comments. I guess he doesn't like me anymore.
I don't know. Remy, put a comment. Do you hate the Goose? Do you want to take your chainsaw to him? I don't know. Maybe.
Hope not.
Continue.
We're a hillbilly brothers. So what's up?
So continue. I'm sorry about that. So
I don't know. I was just spewing more bullshit. Basically, the comic book community,
you're the outsider looking in, kind of a thing, right?
Yes. From my perspective, I have I have no desire to try to get an award. For one reason is I don't particularly care. But I just feel like this is something where you're going to piss people off, because I see these videos of guys showing who they're voting for. I was like, what the fuck is going on? You're basically telling who these are my best friends.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest. Just like a high school.
Yeah.
And prom king and prom queen kind of a thing. It's not a merit. I think that's apparently clear, and that's the case. So you feel like you're the outside looking in. How do you feel about me? Do you think I'm on the outside looking in, or am I part of these cliques?
I think you and I are of very similar ilks. I think we piss a lot of people off, and I think there's people that like us, and then there's people that hate us. And then I think there's a lot of people that they just feel nothing about.
You feel misunderstood, like we're like the Frankensteins of the community. We're misunderstood.
Would you rather feel hated, or would you rather somebody feel nothing about you?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
About me personally?
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit. I like myself, so like that's all that matters, you know.
Right.
And as long as I'm doing something that is not malicious to somebody, and I'm a very critical person, and I'm a very opinionated person, but I don't just throw things just for the sake of throwing things to enrage people. I just say things the way I see them, and whether it's going to be accepted or not, or processed in the right way or not, it's irrelevant, you know, because I know that there's some substance behind what's coming out of my words. But the reason I asked you is how you feel about me is, so if you feel like you're a little bit similar to me, one of the reasons for this actual influencer type of thing, I started it back when we had that whole influencer witch hunt that was happening. And they were going after everybody that was
nerdy girl
and nerdy girls and the Gem Mints and Comic Toms. They were going after everybody, and I reached out to all of them, okay, because you didn't mention their names, and supposedly they are untouchable. They don't want to associate with anybody else. They got their thing going, but for some reason they came on this channel, and for some reason they've started going and talking to other people. And you know what? The reason why? Because they needed somebody to bridge the gap between them. Mm-hmm. They needed some kind of communication between the cliques and the people that supposedly were in their own elite cliques.
Right.
And the truth be said, everybody's in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's got 50,000 subs, somebody's got 100,000. Sorry to say this, guys. Yeah, it's nice that you have 50,000, 100,000 subs, but you're peanuts compared to some other channels. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal.
And we're freaking comic book nerds. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like we're like talking about anything prolific. We're freaking nerds. And I mean, I'm talking about, and I mean, I'm holding that to the standard of Jim Mint. I mean, okay, you got 150, 160,000, whatever he's at now, dude. You're literally the king of the nerds, whatever that's worth. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not. Dude, we're freaking comic book nerds.
And you have to also take into consideration everybody's character is different. Some people are antisocial by nature.
Right.
It's not because they want to be an asshole. They don't talk to people freely and openly. You have to go in and approach them. It's just how it is. If I didn't approach you about coming onto this channel, would you have had any kind of interaction with me?
No, you, and that's why I said this even before I think we went live. I was like, you are a networker. You are good at promotion. You reach out to people, and because you have done that, you're more successful.
Well, I don't know. Look, have you seen my channel? How successful it is, bud.
It looks pretty freaking successful when you have the biggest names on your channel. I mean, you have the biggest names in the comic book community on your channel.
Not yet. I'm waiting for Comic Explained. Rob, I know you're watching. I'm gonna get you,
dude. Those guys that make those videos about like the lore of comics are on another freaking level. Like us little trolls down at the bottom, where we're just, hey, look at my Hulk 181. Dude, those dudes are like, they are like the real comic book nerds. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know what happened in Green Lantern number 47, and you know what I mean? Like,
mark my words, I will have them all on at one point or another. Mark my words. And if I don't do it, I'll eat my words. I promise you, sooner or later, I'll have them all on. I'll find a way to twist. Listen, I'm going to New York Comic Con now. You think I'm not going to grab a hold of them and say, "Hey, what the fuck? Why aren't you answering my messages?" You think I'm going to be shy of doing that? I've done that to plenty of people. Oh, speaking of influencers, we got Bueller on here.
Oh, he don't like me. He does not like me.
He doesn't?
No.
What did you do? What did you do to Bueller?
This was when the C2E2 shit popped off, and as well as everybody else, chimed in on that.
Yeah, but why was it his fault? He's not even.
No, I was talking shit about the Comic Tom and the whatnot people that go to these conventions and buy all the freaking variants and then flip them on their whatnot show that night. And I think he got mad or something. I can't remember.
But he wasn't part of that.
No, I didn't accuse him of that. He was just defending them.
Listen, all I'm going to say is this. I've had Bueller on plenty of times on the channel. He's like a regular on the Insomniacs. The guy's called me an asshole on my own stream. But I will tell you this much. He's one of the good guys. He definitely is one of the good guys. And if he hates you, it's your fault.
Probably is.
No. But Bueller's a good guy. He's one of the larger than us channels. He's got like 20,000 subs on his channel.
See, the thing about like when I'm like, you make a video to drama or reactions or shit, it's like I wasn't actually there. The information I'm getting is secondhand, third hand, fourth hand information. So, it's like take it with a grain of salt. I mean, it's all. I mean, it's unless you were there and you saw the shit happen, how does anybody really know?
No, they don't. It's just like last year with the Peach Momoko incident. I don't know. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I made a video about it.
Well, guess what? This guy was there. This guy was there.
And what were they doing? Were they swarming her and pushing to the front and taking 1,000 books to have her sign for freaking free?
No, this is exactly what happened. It wasn't even the dealers, and it wasn't even the sellers that were doing this. The dealers and the sellers would take their short boxes or packages of books that they want her to sign, leave it off with her, and walk away. And she would actually sign them and send them, give them back to her the next day or the end of the day or whatever the case. She didn't stop the lines for them.
Right.
It was a business arrangement. Like, think about it like this: you got a shop or you're a seller. You go to Peach Momoko or her agent and say, "Listen, I need 100 books signed. What can we do? Let's make a deal so she could sign them for me. She could get it to me by the end of the day, tomorrow, whatever. By the end of the con, whatever the case is, right?
Right.
It's a business transaction. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's not stopping the lines. It's not cutting people's. It's not delaying anybody because she's doing that after the con, after her signing is over. She has the boxes there with the people's names and doing it. This what happened. The con, the way it's set up, has VIPs and regular attendants.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you know, but it's pretty damn expensive to go to NYCC as a VIP. And one of the perks, as far as being a VIP, is cutting lines. You have the right with that VIP badge to cut lines and get ahead of everybody. Now, Peach made the mistake of giving out 10 signatures, I believe, and one remark for ridiculously cheap. So of course she's going to get flustered by a whole bunch of people that are going to bombard her, and the line is going to be all the way to hell because there's too much work that's going to be. And every VIP guy that came in there obviously cut the lines. They made sure that they got their money's worth, and I would too if I paid that kind of money. I don't care about those signatures and stuff like that, but if you paid $600 something to be at that freaking con as a VIP, I guarantee you're going to say, I don't care how your line is feeling. I paid to be up front, so I'm going to be up front. And that's where it happened. The people that were waiting in line got pissed. The VIPs were cutting. This was happening, and that's where the thing happened. And people are yelling at Peach. She goes under the table. The whole nine. It was a mess.
That's a bad look, dude. I mean, that's a bad look, regardless of whether
it's on the con for structuring in that way. It's on her for allowing that many signatures and remarks for your average person that was coming on there, because it's not sustainable. It's impossible to be able to do it at a con like an NYCC or San Diego. She was better off saying, listen, one signature or one remark for a person, or one and one for each person.
Yeah.
And if you're a VIP, maybe you'll get 2 or 3. I think that's more than fair. And the line would have been moving and you wouldn't have had those issues. Again, I'm not throwing it on her completely because it could have been her handlers that made the mistake. But it's partially from that end. A big part of it from the cons end. And obviously, people getting pissed and having attitudes with each other that caused that. But don't think there was body slams going on and stuff like that. A lot of yelling, a lot of hand gestures, a lot of what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Who are you cutting? You know, a lot of that stuff going on. But I didn't see any body slams. I didn't see any drop kicks happening on the lines. She did go under the table, though.
That's awful. I became a fan of her after all that, because just how she handled that and came back on like Instagram and stuff. And I was like, man.
She got terrified. The woman got terrified. I don't blame her.
I felt bad for her, man.
I don't blame her. Yeah, Beulah was there too. You know,
getting back to these promoters, just like, I mean, dude, these guys, I mean, they are trying to make as much money as possible. And I mean, I don't know what these guys are pulling down even at a smaller show, like, you're talking huge money. And I realized to rent out whatever that New York Comic Con arena or that event center is, I mean, it's got to be huge, but they wouldn't be, they wouldn't be doing this if they weren't making bank.
Oh, they're making, listen, there's a lot of people that get burnt. They'll never do it again. You know, a lot of first time people or some people that try to get a little ambitious.
Right.
They get the bigger tables, bigger booths. It's not cheap. You know, it's not cheap to set up there. It's not cheap to promote there, and not, you know, you gotta be organized. You gotta know your stuff, and you gotta have inventory that people wants to be able to purchase from you, whether it's through your exclusive, whether it's your regular inventory, or anything that you're selling, your service, whatever it is. NYCC, it's a rare beast when it comes to that. And as far as networking, you were talking about, that is the ultimate con to go and network. If you want to like get to know people,
right,
that could somehow you could get more involved in the industry, whether it's on the selling end, whether it's dealing with there's brokers, art brokers, there's comic dealers, old school dealers. It's good connections, you know what I'm saying, besides the artists and the writers themselves. So it's a good scenario.
I don't know if I want to be more connected.
Well, depending on what you want to do.
Right.
What is your end game? So tell me, what is your end game with this channel? You're making content. You're a seller. What is your end game?
Dude, I made a video called "What is your end game with your comic book collection?" And I literally put a picture of me in like a coffin, surrounded by my long boxes.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that, but I want to know what your real end game is. What is your ultimate goal to take this? Where are you taking this?
Dude, I could quit making these YouTube videos tomorrow. Like, I swear, like,
and it wouldn't bother you?
I am so wishy-washy with this shit. Like, you know, I took a couple weeks off for we went on a couple nice little trips, and dude, I was so happy. I was like, I was just nice to take a break from making the content. And don't get it twisted. I do enjoy making the videos. It's just, I mean, I'm sitting at like 300 some videos now, and I just look back at it and I'm like, damn, that's a lot of videos. And it's like, this is not going to be a full-time job. I mean, the channel has kind of become the little bit of money I make from this, I buy comic books with it.
So let's educate everybody right now. You got what, about 70,000 subscribers at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been how long since you hit monetization? 2 years?
Something like that.
Okay. Money's not worth writing home about?
It's okay. I mean, I think I make like $5 a day or something, $10 a day.
You could buy a cup of coffee or two at Starbucks with that money.
Right. And it's not and what I want to know is how much the big guys are getting. Like, I mean, are they like making enough money? Like, even like a channel, like a 25,000 subscriber channel. And I keep talking about Mint Hunter because he really is the guy where he kind of started the same time I did and a lot of other people did. And he has grown more than anybody. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Okay. And he has really kind of like branched out. He's selling books. He has a lot of views on his videos. His videos are very well made. He hasn't pissed anybody off. You know, it's like that at that level. Is that a level where it's like, that's your full-time job?
Well, it is.
Yeah.
He quit his job. I mean, I think he lost his job and decided not to go forward and get another job. He said, I'm going to make this my career. and he started
Right.
selling stuff and doing the YouTube channel. And I'll tell you something about James. He's got a very low overhead on his channel as well. Because I did get into this conversation with Comic Tom on his channel. Comic Tom actually throws a lot of money back into the production, and he's got a team that he pays and stuff like that.
Right.
James is a one-man band, and the production level of his editing, it is nice. However, it's something he does on his own.
Yeah.
So he's got so a channel like that actually can be more profitable, not through the revenue from YouTube. Don't get this twisted. You're not going to make unless you have 50, 100,000 or more subscribers, to start with, and you have regular viewers. Because don't forget, you got channels that have like 10,000 subscribers, and all of a sudden they're doing a live stream and they got like 2 people watching them.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. The Google Ads, I call it, for subs. I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense. So either they're paying to get their subs, or they just don't have intriguing content enough to be able to get people to come back and watch their stuff. So there's no money being made from there. But the ones that are actually strong and have a good foundation and have people watching them all the time, can actually make some money if you're a higher level. Like, you're doing streams and you're getting, 500,000 people watching your stream at a time, you're going to make some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not going to be anything crazy, but you're going to make some money.
Yeah, with me, with my end game with this, I've burned too many bridges. I've pissed too many people off. I've people. I mean, they've already people. Some of my videos. I mean, I have a video with 100,000 views. People have already made their decision with me, whether they like me or not. I just don't think that my channel is going to grow that much more. And so basically the end game is when I get tired of doing this, I'm probably just going to stop. And to be honest with you, sitting and reading my comics is the most enjoyment I have with any comics, any comic related things. I like sitting and reading my omnibus and my absolutes. Everything else is just whatever.
All right. So now I'm getting a feeling that you're trolling us. By the way, the channel we were talking about was Mint Hunter, Newlyweds. There you go. Rudy said it for me. I think you're trolling us right now.
How so?
Because up until recently, you've been very unapologetic, or tongue-in-cheek kind of apologies, and you almost doubled down every time something like hit you. And lately, in a few of your videos, just like you're doing right now, you're a little bit more, hey, kumbaya kind of guy. I just want to be peaceful and that kind of thing. And why does everybody hate me kind of thing? Why? What's going on in that brain of yours right now? Why? What troll are you gonna try to pull on everybody right now? Because I'm not buying it.
I'm honestly not trolling.
Yeah, that's what a troll would say, though.
I know it's dude, it's hard to be like drama and negative all the time. Like I give props to like Yellow Flash and the Comicsgate dudes, and like to be perpetually pissed off like every single day is
Let's
hard.
just be clear what you're talking about. You talk about Yellow Flash, Thinking Critical,
Ethan Van Sciver,
Comics by Perch, right? He's part of that too, right?
Perch? I'm not sure. I know that channel though.
Yeah, they're all somehow connected to each other. Just in case, I doubt a lot of people know these channels.
Yeah, this is a whole nother thing. Yeah, it's like this movement like broke away where they buy each other's Kickstarter books, and they don't like this wall of stuff I've got, like this has no interest to them. They are separated from the Marvel and DC and just making their own non-woke books. But what I'm saying is they make content where it's, what did Disney fuck up today? What did the Seven Dwarves not being casted as dwarves mean for Disney? Like that type of shit. Which
10 reasons why I hate Marvel. They're gonna die. I know. That's the kind of stuff they do.
And it's like those type of videos, 50,000 views, 100,000 views. Okay, and when I'm making videos, I'm trying to make a video that somebody is going to click on. I mean, no bullshit. That is when I'm making a video, I want to make the thumbnail clickable. I want to make the title catchy. I want to make the topic interesting. I want to make videos that somebody would actually give a shit about and have some sort of opinion, whether it be positive or negative. The biggest fear is for somebody to feel nothing when they're seeing a Sticky Goose video.
Indifference.
Exactly. Because if somebody has indifference, that impression click-through rate goes from 16, 12, 9, 5, till nobody gives a shit. So, I mean, to make videos and nobody watch them that's sad. I mean, then there's no, I mean, I'm at the point now where if nobody's watching, then what the fuck am I doing this for? So in the beginning, it was what we talked about, where it was, I'm stretching my creative chops. I'm stretching that acting, that thing. But then it started becoming, okay, well, I'm going to play the YouTube game of what's the analytics? What's working? And a video of me unboxing this omnibus, Fantastic Four by John Byrne. How many bald middle-aged men unboxing a cardboard box do people want to watch? The answer is nobody gives a shit. So I changed and I tried to make interesting videos.
At least they're interesting to you.
Correct.
And you feel that there's somebody that's gonna just think the same way, or be so aggravated. Something I've learned is whether they love you or they hate you, a lot of times they still watch, and
they interact. So I realized that people commenting is the same as if they say, Sticky Goose, you're a douchebag. Sticky Goose, you're an asshole. Sticky Goose, you're a strap-on. That is the same as Sticky Goose, I love you. And it doesn't bother me anymore. I don't like when you first start getting those comments, because in the beginning, it's all positive. It's all love. It's all go Sticky go. And then once you start getting 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, then it's like, fuck you, Sticky Goose. And I'm like,
have you seen a significant jump up from after you hit 1,000 subs as far as more anger towards you?
Yes. And then just the content I was making was triggering people. I stopped making videos of Dark Knight Returns absolute review, Watchmen, why it's my favorite comic book. Because you know why? There's a million other guys that have made that video and they've made it better than me. And I came to the realization that I can make video. I'm going to do the best I can with what I've been given. And that is my best. These are my best videos of calling out bullshit when I see it. That's what I'm best at.
He just brought up the Giant Size X-Men. How good of a feeling is it when you sold that Giant Size X-Men to that vendor over at the con?
That was one of the best days of my comic book collecting career.
For everybody that doesn't know this story, do you mind just telling everybody the story, like in a summary,
Sure.
just so they know what it is?
All right. So the guy that puts on the Baltimore Comic Con that you just went to, and I'm sure a lot of people in this chat went to, he sets up at this convention called the Big Lick Comic Con in Roanoke, Virginia. There's a couple Big Lick Comic Cons. I think there's one in Northern Virginia or something. Anyway, I took some books to conventions because a lot of these guys say, "Hey, buy, sell, trade." We do all those things. Well, that's bullshit. Anyway, I take this book and I'm not happy with my Giant Size X-Men #1 grade. It's a 3.0. It's a low grade book. I don't like how it presents. I want to upgrade. So I was trying to sell this. I took it to this guy and I was asking around like the number, the money, the number I wanted. And he actually took it and he handed me straight up cash on the spot for that book.
Were you like what was your feeling? Were you like in utter shock when that happened, or like could you like believe? How did you keep your cool when that happened?
Well, I honestly I didn't think it was I didn't think it was real. Like I was like, is this really happening? But this is before that book absolutely crashed. Giant Size X-Men #1 is like the litmus test for the comic book market, by the way. Whatever that book is doing is the evidence of the market. But when I sold that, it had not crashed yet. So its fair market value was
But it was soft. It might have crashed, but it was still a soft book at that point.
It was getting soft. I wanted to sell it then so that I could get a soft price on something better.
So the guy got humiliated basically because he overpaid for it from his peers.
Correct. He went back home and I went to that convention several months later. I ran into that guy again. I had my strap on and he immediately recognized this beautiful face and said, "Hey, fucker, I know you." He didn't say that, but basically that was what he's thinking. He was like, "Don't you turn that camera off." So he was salty. And I was like, "Oh shit, this dude's mad." And he told me, he was like, when he got back home, everybody was ragging on him. Everybody was like, "You let that little punk take that money from you." And guess what? He got mad, told me to turn the camera off, and he told all his little dealer buddies at this convention. And all of a sudden, nobody wants to deal with your boy Sticky Goose.
Well, I'll tell you something, Sticky Goose. I'll tell you something I haven't told anybody yet, but I'll tell you this now, and everybody that's listening. I did meet this guy at Baltimore. At the end of the day on Sunday, they were closing up shop, and I went to his booth, and clearly he doesn't have a full grasp of what values of comics are, because he ended up selling me first edition of American Splendor. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that book.
What is that?
It's a Robert Crumb book from 1975. There was also a movie made about it. It's a really big underground book that was done in the 70s. See, you don't know it either, but I do. And he sold me a copy of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac #1, first printing. And if you don't know what that is, just think of it from this perspective. There's 24 printings of that book. So that should tell you the rarity of that first one. And he sold me some weird ass golden age book that I never even heard of. But when I see something I've never heard of and I find it for cheap, I buy it because odds are I will never find it again. Oh, for $120. That Johnny the Homicidal Maniac alone is about $900.
God damn.
Yeah. So apparently the guy does not know what he's doing as far as values or that. He either overpays or undersells.
But how do you? My question is that dude's booth at that convention that I went to was freaking massive, and I mean,
Oh
he
yeah.
had huge books on that wall, like the books that everybody would want to have in their collection.
And those are either appropriate or overpriced.
Correct.
It's the
And
books that I know that he doesn't know.
yeah, it's weird. Like I'm like, how can you be at that level? Because if you're at that level, you've obviously you've done pretty well.
Yeah, because here's the thing: for every mistake he makes up for it in a different way. That giant size X-Men that he overpaid, that he was like made fun of by his peers. Guess what? Even if he doesn't sell for 5 years, it's going to be on his wall. He's going to overprice it. Either
Ding, ding,
eventually,
ding, ding, ding.
either somebody's going to overpay for it at one point or another, or it's just going to be an attraction to buy some of his other stuff that's overpriced. So either way, you go into a comic shop and you look at the wall books. If there's not at least a few good wall books up there, it's not a legitimate comic shop. You know what I'm saying? You want to see a Hulk 181. You want to see a giant size. You want to see, and those are smaller books compared to the big boy books. But I'm just saying, you want to see some staples as far as blue chip books, ASM 300, etc., that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Because
you want to see that on the wall.
If they don't have that, that means that they're not buying collections. They don't have capital. It's just it tells you everything you need to know.
If they got a wall full of moderns, it means guess what? Their box is going to be boxes full of moderns or crap books that nobody wants to buy. So it's an advertisement for them. It really is. So, did you feel any remorse when you got over on the guy?
I thought the good guys won one because as I mentioned, when you going into these conventions, you need to be on freaking guard because these guys, I swear, man, I don't know, and we've already talked about it. Put yourself in the dealer's shoes, but damn, like, I mean, these prices. I mean, are they just trying to bend you over? Because it sure feels like that.
In a lot of cases, you're right. In a lot of cases, I won't say everybody. There's some people that are decent people out there. But in a lot of cases, you're right. And especially in the con setting, where they're desperate, one, to get back all their expenses. The day one is pay off their expenses for that trip. That's the mentality you have to have as a con guy. If I was ever to do a con and set up a table, my mentality is it's a 3-day con. I'm going to have to make sure that I get all my expenses back within that first day. And then the rest of the day could be my profit.
Right.
Because if I don't, I'm fucked. I just wasted my whole trip. And who knows how much in the red I'll get. And if I'm only there for a 1-day con, I better have all my expenses paid by noon. If it's not paid by noon, it's not going to be a good day. Unless I get lucky and some guy comes in and like buys 10 long boxes from me or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my mentality. But you want to get all that stuff out of the way. So you felt good, like you got one for the little guys, for the good guys, and that kind of thing. How'd you feel how'd you feel on the flip side when you got fucked with that Hulk 181?
It's at the time that was the fair market value, and at the time I was like, oh shit, man, I'm getting a great price, but that was the first feeling of being like, fuck these guys. Because
so in that case, was it the dealer's fault? Was it seller's fault, or was it Daniel's fault?
It was my fault. It was absolutely my fault. But it was just it felt like it was like, damn. I mean, it might have been over at fair market value at that point, but damn, it was just like, why is this book price so fucking high?
Well, and you know, it has taken a big dip since you bought it. And just like a lot of books, listen, I'm not going to pretend that I haven't grossly overpaid for books that I could have easily gotten for cheaper if I waited or were more patient. Sometimes we pull the trigger. Sometimes you just want it and you're going out and get it.
Right.
And instead of blaming other people, it's good that you're taking the responsibility on yourself for making that mistake, because
Oh,
it's not
dude,
like the guy. It's not like a guy pulled out the snake oil on you and started to like charm you into buying the book. You want
dude,
it.
I like that guy. The guy that sold me this book, I actually like that guy. My Hulk 181 purchase is a cautionary tale more than anything. And I don't feel like that's not the situation where it's like a guy, I feel like I got screwed because I made the wrong decision, bought it the wrong time. But that's not the book that it's like, oh, this fucker, overpaid. Because like I haven't bought anything at a con that's like grossly over fair market value ever, because I just don't. I'm not gonna be that guy.
You'll want to get a deal. That's
Yeah.
basically what it comes down to. And you know your stuff. Well, you go in knowing your stuff.
Well, at least I try to. I mean,
Well, you try. You try to be
It's-
educating yourself as much as possible as far as knowing values and that kind of thing.
but it's to play this game of comic book investing and trying to predict what this value of this is going to be. I mean, dude, everybody that says they know is a freaking liar.
No,
I mean,
they don't know anything. Just like in any type of business, you could go off of uh, statistics. You could go in cycles, which that's where we are. We're in a cycle right now, but you don't know how long it'll take to get out of the cycle and that kind of thing. Just like
right.
every collectible, and you don't know where the market's going to go at one point or another. I believe that this way of collecting is going to become extinct as soon as Generation X dies off. It's going to completely change. The way of collecting, of having short boxes and long boxes, hoarding your house or your garage or your attic or a storage container, is going to go out the window.
Yeah, Gen Z does not give a shit about collecting physical things.
And don't get me wrong, the Action Comics #1, the Detective Comics 27, stuff like that. We're talking about really historical and significant books. They're still going to be blue chip books. They might not be worth what they are right now. They might be worth more, or they could be worth less. But at the same time, they're going to sustain a level of value because of the significance they have behind them. Unless, society decides to cancel them. Well, that happens too. So it's a weird way of collecting. And when you bought that Hulk 181, was the intention ever to flip it? Did that made you sting a little bit more? The fact that it dropped the price?
So that's the issue. It's like, the grade it's in, this is an entry level copy of this book. And because I bought it at the wrong time, my entry level copy now, I mean, I'm not even close to a nice higher end mid grade copy. And
what was the grade on it again?
It's a 4.0.
4.0.
But yeah, it presents very nice, but it's just I am over playing the game of trying to upgrade my slabs, because I'm satisfied with what I have. I'm satisfied with my collection. If I do have an opportunity to upgrade and it's there, I'll take it. That's kind of where I'm at with my collecting. I'm not chasing shit. Like if something comes along and it's right, I'm going to buy it. Because the books that I have behind me, I don't have any intention of selling these anytime soon. I don't really want to ever sell them. But if I have to, then, you know, I will. But playing that.
I'll tell you something. If you feel unhappy about that 181 and you want to trade it, I have the rarest Delato cover in history, according to Bry.
Oh, shit.
In a 9.9 Virgin variant.
Oh, damn.
Only one of 7 in the world existing, with art never used before until it was found out that it was used about 20 years ago in Italy. But if you like, it's worth gazillions of dollars.
Is that what it says on eBay?
Yes. Actually, I just sold my copy, but I haven't shipped it out yet. So if you want to trade me for the 181, I'll cancel the order and I'll trade you for the 181. But yeah,
you buy mystery boxes, dude?
I occasionally buy them just for the show. To be honest with you, one, I'm a little bit of a gambler. I just like fucking around sometimes just to see what's in the things. But the other thing is I like to actually open them up on streams and kind of showing people, listen, this is shit. Don't go buy it. You know, that kind of thing. You know, because a lot of these mystery boxes are bullshit. They really are. And even the ones that are of value, let's say you buy a mystery box that's worth $100 and you paid $100 for it, but you just got $100 worth of comics you don't even want. What's the point of that?
And it just cracks me up, like, defending that shit. Like it's I don't understand the passion for defending this practice of the mystery box, because, like, if there's anything I've learned from comic book YouTube is there's the camp of the people that, you know, collect what you love, you know, but those same people buy fucking mystery boxes. And I don't understand how are you collecting what you love and buying that?
Well, part of it is the surprise. Okay. Right. Like, I'll tell you where a mystery box is good if it's not one of these outrageously expensive boxes. Let's say you get one of these like run filler boxes with a couple of keys in it, that kind of thing. You're brand new to the hobby. You don't know what to read.
That's a good point.
You get a mystery box, you open it up for $50. It's got like 20, 30 comics, and they're all shitty comics, $2, $3 comics in there. But now you got a whole bunch of stuff like, oh, I never read Batman. Oh, let me read Batman. I never read Web of Spider-Man. I'll read Web of Spider-Man. I'll read Green Lantern. I'll read. Now it's like almost like a sampler. I think it has its place there. I also think that when you put a chase, like one of these grand prizes in there, like a legitimate grab, and not the rarest Delato variant bullshit in there. If you put like a real chase in there, and it's a box that there's value in the box, maybe it's not the full value of what you're paying, but there's value in the box, and there's a legitimate chance of getting 1 out of 100 to get that grand prize or some kind of chase that's in there. Then it's fun to actually open it up, because it's like playing the lotto, but you actually get something in your hand, except other than just playing numbers and then losing it forever. You know what I'm saying? At least you got a consolation prize at that point.
It feels shady. It feels scammy. And from the perspective of a new collector opening up a $50 or $30 mystery box, yeah, you're going to get some starter stuff. But honestly, I just wish I could like talk to that person and be like, with $30 or $50, like, you can buy several trade paperbacks of great stories. And I get a lot of hate just because, like, I talk shit about the mystery box. I talk shit about yada, yada, yada. But a lot of it is coming from like a benevolent place of like, I put myself, Because if there's anything I can put myself in is the position of a new collector and wanting to get into this, what to read, what to collect, what do I do? And that's where a lot of the things that I talk about go to, where it's like, don't do this shit, because you're going to regret having a collection full of fucking mystery box books.
Yeah. And that's the problem I have right now, because I bought so many of these stupid boxes. Again, I buy them a lot of times more for content and cautionary tales and stuff like that. And it's fun to actually on stream see how they're packed, see what the kind of stuff they put in there, and kind of like have a dialogue with people and say, listen, do you think this is worth it? I don't. Or like, wow, this is freaking incredible. It's fun to have that dialogue, but I don't suggest somebody that is actually really going and chasing really good books to try to build their collection through mystery boxes. I won a giant size X-Men out of a mystery box at a raffles that you buy comics and you got a raffle with it. I actually won after making $275 worth of purchases. A lot of money. And the books that I got with them were decent with the purchases. I got a 6.0 giant size X-Men out of it.
Damn.
But for every one of those situations that you get, how many times do you get a complete failures?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
And I want a lot of people in this hobby, and I want people to enjoy it and get the same enjoyment out of it that I have, and the fulfillment of not having regret like buying something, which I definitely have had that. I don't want people to have gone through that. So that's why I talk about those kind of things, but it's just such a slippery slope. Like, this hobby is already addicting enough. I mean, the chasing, putting a run together, getting all the omnibus of a certain set, getting whatever key comic. I mean, it's like, damn. And then you start putting on gambling on top of that shit. Then you start putting on raffles.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's gambling. It literally is gambling. It's Gambling Anonymous 101. That kind of thing. By the way, Nuck and Futz, you might want to check your math on that. 250 times 100, it's not 250,000. It's 25,000. And I did the math on those boxes that Bri did that I bought. He made approximately 112 or 116,000 or something like that on there. Gross, which he probably netted about $50,000 on those boxes.
Holy shit, dude.
Just, listen, I'm gonna be honest. When the case is, he sold 499 boxes at $250 a clip. So you do the math. It's pretty simple. Listen, if he put some heavy duty Grail books that were in that chase, besides the Bri books that he did. So let's say he evaluated that Amazing Fantasy 15 at $20,000. Let's say he bought it at $10,000 because he's not buying it at full value. Let's be honest. Yeah, would you buy it at full value to resell it? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and a few other books they had there. I figured it's about to be somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 as far as buying. Again, yeah, you're right. Gambling should be in Atlantic City, not in comics. But unfortunately, a lot of those boxes, they've turned it into a gambling thing.
And it's exploiting collectors that actually want the shit. You're
exploiting that collector that has no shot in hell in their mind, because I think where there's a will of the way, if you really want to target something to buy something, and you're very diligent towards it, and you have a plan, you'll eventually get there. Maybe you won't get the ultimate, like you may not get a Action Comics #1 in 9.8, not even because of how much it costs, if there even is a 9.8, but not because of what it costs, because it might never become available to you in your life. But in a lot of these cases, for somebody to get an Amazing Fantasy 15, which is pretty common, more common than you think in existence, it's a book that the I can't pay $10,000 for it. I can't pay $20,000 for this comic. I can't afford this ever. So they're thinking by playing $250 or $100 in a lottery, that's their chance. That's their ticket. And it's sad. It's sad.
That's sad. Just laying it out like that.
Well, that's how it is. Think about it. There's a lot of people that are struggling. They can't even pay their rent.
Casinos and
trying to chase something like that.
Yeah, the Powerball and all this, it's a tax on the poor. Like it's exploiting people with that dream, that carrot on the stick of, this is my one shot. It's just bad. It's just unfortunately just bad money management.
It has a lot to do with the individual poor money management. The same guys that go, they basically they're late on every single payment of every bill that they have, but no matter what happens, they do not forget to go every, I don't know, whatever day it is of the week that you have lottery, and go pay $50 in lottery tickets every week, because they think that 1 year, that 1 week is going to be the time that they hit a big. Same mentality.
Yeah.
And then you got the guys that are putting it out there, just like the government, that is playing predatory on these people. Even though we got a Gambling Anonymous and they give you 1-800 hotlines, and they tell you, we care about you, but give us your money, but we care about you, just like the tobacco guys, by the way. They just want to basically exploit your weaknesses.
Yeah, you nailed it.
It's a little bit give and take. I'm only looking to increase the value with my. Oh, well, I don't know if you know Jerry, the Jitterbug. Do you know? Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, dude, I've followed him for literally years.
I love this dude. He is legitimately one of my favorite dudes in the entire community, and the stuff that he does with comics,
it's incredible.
Blows my freaking mind. There's a lot of restoration guys out there. There's a lot of guys that are really good at what they do. The thing that makes Jerry's journey exciting to watch, he's learning. He didn't know anything when he first started his channel. He's starting to learn himself. So you're seeing his mistakes as he's going. He does some crazy stuff. You ever think of taking a freaking shower head and washing your comic book with it and putting palm olive on it? This guy does all that stuff, and he finds a way to make it a freaking amazing. Don't thank me, Jerry. Thank you for putting entertaining content and being our mad scientist of the community, because that's what you are. He is our mad scientist. I don't comment on everything he says, every video he does, because a lot of times I'll have it in the background as I'm doing work, and I'm listening and like watching with the corner of my eye. But the amount of entertainment I've gotten out of those videos that he does, I can't even explain to you. So I'm glad that I actually know him. So you do know people in the community. You pretend you don't know people in the community.
No, I don't pretend to not know. Like, people just fucking hate me. Like, it's weird. Like, I mean, in my mind, I'm just being the guy that's the troll, but at the same time, at the end of the troll, there's like a happy ending. But like well, it's like, like a lesson. I don't know if you ever watched South Park, but once you got to the end, it was like there was like a little nugget of like truth of like, hey, maybe that guy's onto something. He's kind of a prick, he's kind of an asshole, but damn, maybe he's onto something.
So you're taking the South Park approach.
You can't. I mean, honestly, I'm taking the Donald Trump approach. I'm taking the South Park approach. I mean, Donald Trump and that the mugshot, cha-ching.
The double down, unapologetic, run with it approach,
dude. When you get lemons, make lemonade.
Do you feel like you want to be more involved with the community? Like, is there part of you that actually wants to be more part of the community, or you just whatever?
I'm whatever on that, because I'm one of these weird guys where it's like I
Like
want
you went to Heroes Con this past June.
correct.
I was down there too. I feel bad that I missed you
Yeah, I
because
went there. I
I
went there
definitely
alone.
I definitely would have grabbed a hold of you and started giving you shit when I saw you. Uh, but if you knew more people in the community, wouldn't it kind of been cool to like run into some people and like, just like bullshit with them in person or that kind of thing? Or you just, I don't give a fuck.
I'm kind of torn on that. I don't I have a small circle.
I'm not
It would
telling
be
you to have them over your house and freaking barbecue with them. I'm just saying, like, you run into them, you're all in the same like creator circle.
yeah, it would be nice. It dude, it's like I'm really kind of not personable like that. I mean I won't like reach out to say, hey, are you going to this con? Let's meet up. When I'm going to these cons, a lot of the time I'm just going to look at the books. I don't really want to talk to anybody, but I shouldn't say that. I would talk to people. Yes, for sure. I
Do you feel
have
you're more antisocial?
for sure.
All right.
I'm an introvert, no doubt.
Even though your presence on your videos shows that you're not.
Correct.
So you're basically fighting every instinct that you have in your whole being by doing this on video, but when it comes to real life, you clam up.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right. See, now we got to know a little bit more about you. Interesting.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really interesting.
I don't seek out social stuff. And one of the things is like I want my merits and my success or my failures to be of my own doing. Like the thought of like, so say I built up a channel and the only reason I built this channel was because of somebody else or XYZ or because I became friends with all these people in the comic book community. Fuck that. I wanted to build this with me, like with my school, like people in my professional school would like have study groups and like buddy with friends. Fuck that. I'm studying by myself. I'm achieving this alone. And I've just always been that way. I'm an only child, so
Oh, that explains a lot.
yeah, I mean,
only children, only one child, you get all the attention on you, and
exactly.
yeah. Now I'm starting to understand a little bit more about you. See,
Yeah.
I was the oldest child,
Oh,
so guess what that means?
you were the protector.
No, I was the one that they experimented on and fucked up first.
So you were
let's fuck up this guy. Let's see. Let's make all our mistakes with him, and then the following ones they're okay. That's basically what it is. But you got coddled.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, my parents are divorced. I had 2 Christmases and shit. Dude, I'm a 90s baby. Oh man. I got
How old
some
are you?
fuck. I'm 33.
Holy shit, you're young.
But I look like I'm 50. So that's
What happened to your hair?
I think it's a condition of like too much testosterone or some shit. Like,
You sure that you didn't rip it all out from your like rage?
possibly.
I'm just asking. I could see you just like you ripped it all off, and now you shine it up, and you're like, oh, now I feel so much better. I have nothing to pull. It works out good.
Yeah, I'm wrapped a little tight. That's for sure.
No, I thought you would have been in your 30s. But I didn't realize you were in your lower 30s. So, hey, you're a freaking millennial.
I am.
Sorry for that.
Hey, I mean, we're better than
you don't conduct yourself like a millennial though. That's it's interesting.
I don't claim it. I've always been like an older soul feeling. I don't know. My nickname as a kid was the old man.
The old man, old man Goose.
Yep.
Old man Goose. So we talk about a lot of stuff right now. I don't think I personally never seen you this in your own persona ever on screen before.
There is a sticky. There's a sticky goose, and then there's Daniel. And in my most recent videos, I've been Daniel.
I think it's bullshit, but we'll see. Time will tell. I really think you got something up your sleeve. I really think there's something up your sleeve. I don't know what it is, but I'm waiting for the ball to drop. I'm waiting for some big troll to happen on your channel where all of a sudden, you remember all that series of videos where I'm apologetic and I want to be the nice guy and I don't want to upset people anymore. And there's fuck you. It was to get you all to watch my channel. I don't know. I don't know what it is that you have in your mind. I have no idea. But I will watch, and I want to see where the end game is on that because you're going somewhere with that. No matter what you tell me, there's no way you're going to stick through with the kumbaya. I give it a month before you break, before something annoys you, and you're just going to freaking crack and you're going to flip out about something. Something's going to happen.
Possibly.
You think you're up for some questions?
Let's do it.
All right. So, boys and girls, we got Sticky Goose here. This is one of the rare opportunities you actually got him on a live stream to actually ask him a question. So I'm opening it up to you. Now it's time for your question. You don't want to ask him questions? I got more I could ask him. So here's your opportunity.
Any questions?
Don't answer no questions, and I won't tell you no lies.
Hey Lord, don't ask me questions. Hey Lord, don't ask me questions, please.
What do you want? What do you want from us? To ask you this much is just a matter of trust, not an affront. What do you want?
How's that for high production?
Dude, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's right. Only the best. You only get the best editing and production quality here on this channel.
I'm impressed.
Really?
Legit. That intro is fire.
Well, thank you. Why are you being nice to me? You see,
because I like you. Dude, I like you.
I don't trust you, man. Why do you like me? There's something wrong.
Because you're an asshole and you don't care.
Oh my God, there's something wrong. I don't know what you're making me uncomfortable.
Aw.
You see all the comments I'm getting from everybody in the chat. They're trolling me on my own channel, and you're sitting and being nice to me. Something's up. No, I don't know. What's the worst interaction you had with a member of the community, not counting today? That's a good question.
The worst interaction you've had with a member of the community. So some people have made like reaction videos to some of my videos, which I've always kind of been honored for them doing that. But there's this one dude who reacted to my titty book. Can we talk about this or no? Or is this still family time? Okay.
Well, are you going to get really like
no.
graphic and vulgar?
No. I just made a book. I made a video about titty books and like the guys that collect them. And this dude did this like reaction video, or it was like a reaction live stream. I don't even remember the guy's name. I can't remember the channel. I wish I could. And it was like he just didn't get it. Like it's like that's the worst thing that anything, like when I make videos, a lot of time I'm self-deprecating. I see both sides of an argument. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of whatever the situation was, and in that situation, I'm putting myself in the mind of a titty book collector. And I when somebody doesn't get it that I'm being self-deprecating, that's what pisses me off the most. I made a video about the evolution of a comic book collector, and the whole fucking video was me making fun of myself. And the same dude that reacted to the titty book video reacted to that one, and it was like he got offended by it. And I was like, how stupid can you be?
So he makes reaction videos on his channel to your videos. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. It's like to the point where it's like multiple videos, and I'm like, his content is like reacting to me.
Do you feel that there's like an effect where that actually brings you more views on your video because they go and watch his video and then go back to yours to reference back to it?
Oh, one of the biggest. There's been a couple situations where a bunch of people blasted me on the CGC message boards. This other dude, Beyond Wednesdays, I can't remember that guy's name. He
Brian?
Yes. He talked about my videos several times. Whenever I see that, I'm like, hell yes. Regardless. Oh, Ethan Van Sciver talked about me on comic book. What's his channel called? Shit, I can't remember. Comic Book Pros or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whenever that's happening, I'm like, hell yeah. But then if somebody it talks shit where it's like, you're not even understanding, like you're not talking shit about the right thing.
So even regardless if they argue with you or your concept or not, if they don't agree with it,
yeah,
you want it to be at least a competent.
Yeah, like the person actually understood the shit.
You don't want somebody raging for no reason. Like,
yes,
I hate this guy's face.
Yes.
You know? Although that would be good. I've done that before, but there's some people's faces I hate.
The comic book evolution thing was hilarious because it was obviously my evolution as a comic book collector, and the dude was so triggered by it. He said, "Well, not every collector collects Spawn #1 and New Mutants '98," and I'm like, okay, that you're not understanding.
And how do you get these people to understand?
I don't know. I think that sometimes I think there's sometimes like the content might not be for you because it's not your sense of humor, or it's just not your thing, which is cool.
Well, you're definitely right, and I'm gonna add a couple of add-on questions on that, but I want to make sure I get to some more of these questions that are here. Goose, you stopped not bringing books to sell trade at conventions. Why? And do you have any suggestions if you or someone were to do so? Look at this, people asking for advice.
Well, Dan's X-Men Comics, he's watched several of my videos and always comments, and I appreciate him.
I appreciate him coming by here and showing you his support.
Yeah, he's a good dude. As far as not why did I stop, or it's just because it's a fruitless endeavor majority of the time, because the values that you're going to get from these dealers are so far off. I got lucky with my giant size X-Men #1. That was like winning the lottery. The trades you're going to get are, you have to be willing for somebody to look at your shit and say that's trash. And if you have a thick enough skin to say to accept that, then try. But I'm telling you, like, these dudes want money. They want cash. They don't want your books. They're comic book rich. They're money poor. I don't think trades are a good thing. I don't. I think it's pointless.
So you get a little too sensitive for that.
To have your shit that you've paid for, that you've collected, that you treasure, that you're willing to let go, and for somebody to you bring your shit and they say, I don't care about your stuff. I don't like that.
No, I get that, but you think of it like this: when you put it up on eBay or on another platform to sell it off, and people just click on it or pass through it, aren't they kind of telling you the same thing without, if they're not giving you an offer or trying to buy it? They kind of tell you the same thing.
Yeah, it's in person though, dude.
Oh, you don't like the in-person thing? You know, again, it comes to the your little yeah. All right, I understand that. We are not the perfect match. I don't know what the hell kind of comment that is.
Shit.
Maybe he's talking about you and somebody else. But
He's talking about you and me, dude.
I don't think so. I don't get along. I'm not a team player.
Sounds like
I'm
you're
kinda
like me.
No, I could, like, I don't like people, but I could talk to people. There's a difference.
I don't like people either.
I'm not a people person, but I because of the way I live my life and my work details and so I deal with people all the time. So whether I like it or not, I have to be forward and talk to people and stuff like that. Do you ever want to take time off from YouTube? It definitely is a lot of work.
Yeah, and I recently took a couple weeks off, but I'm going to tell you, dude, YouTube has figured out how to program us to, look at the analytics, look at the views, look what works, what doesn't. I mean, for the people that don't look at that, good for you. And you just make the videos. But as somebody that looks at the numbers and looks at the shit, I mean, this shit's a drug, man. It is super addicting. It's fun. They make it fun, but
it gets at your ego too, right?
They have figured out how to make you feel important with a 7,500 subscriber YouTube channel. Make you feel like you are Big Stick Griff.
Well, it's not only that. Listen, you have an average view count of a certain amount of views on a video, right? Just let's, for argument's sake, a round number, 1,000 views per video. I don't know what the views are exactly on your thing. 500,000 views per video. Just for argument's sake, I think it's more than that, right? It's more than that.
I usually get like 2,000 to 3,000 views a video. Yeah,
2,000 to 3,000. I don't pay that much attention to that. That's why don't be offended by the numbers I give. You have 3,000. All of a sudden, you see a video that is 1,000, and then another one that's 1,000, and then another one that's 1,000. Now your egos start getting in the way. You're like, wait, hold on a second. What? Now I got to step it up. Now I got to make more videos.
And YouTube makes you feel like that's not the videos that your viewers want. And it's like that's what the game is. It's like the game of figuring out what people want to watch, but at the same time making content that you actually enjoy. And if you can find that balance, then you're a Comic Tom, you're a Jim Mint, you're a whatever, because that's when you crack the code.
Yeah, you almost build a profile at that time. But even those guys, they've gone through their ups and downs. They've taken their hits from the algorithm. The algorithm is the googly eyes. They'll mess you up. Another person, Laura, which is somebody that's new to the channel. I'm assuming she's here because of you. Why are you so hard on yourself? People don't hate you. Well, she says that.
Well, see, she's got inside information, though. That's
a good-looking woman telling you that. That's a compliment, right?
Yeah, but she's like my biggest fan. You can't trust her.
Well, at least you have a biggest fan.
No, I'm my toughest critic. I want when somebody clicks on my video, when somebody interacts with me, I want them to have an experience, whether it be good, whether it be bad. I don't like I said, if you watch my video and feel nothing, I failed. And I want to kick ass.
Well, kick ass. Keep kicking ass. Yes, we understand that, Tyler.
Dude,
By the
that
way, he
dude's the man.
complimented you.
Oh, I
Asshole.
like Tyler. I'm a fan.
Apparently, he's a fan of you too. You and Lee, the two escaped mental patients. But I don't know.
Well, he likes Invincible. He's my Invincible brother.
I can't get angry with this guy. He created the intro for Insomniac Comic Book Theater, so he has. Even though I hate his guts, he's got a piece of my heart. So let's dive into this for a second. Doctor Strap on. You seem to embrace this. You want to tell everybody a little bit about your strap-on persona?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things that I learned is you can't bully somebody if you accept the bullying. Like so if somebody calls you a twerp or a strap-on or a whatever, if you call yourself strap-on, they can't use it against you. So when I went into that video or went into that comic shop and the man bun kicked me out, he called me strap-on.
I like you never divert from calling him man bun.
Well, he was. I mean, you want to talk about a troll? That dude is a troll. But he's a bully. And you could tell from his interaction with me via his Twitter fingers or whatever the fuck they were, where he calls me bald, he calls me a hunchback, he calls me strap on, he calls me all these things, and I'm like, dude, you're a fucking bully. And it's like, it's one of those things. If I had to learn this earlier in life, oh my God, this is like one of those things. Like if you could go back to high school, go back to middle school and figure out like people have no power over you if you use their shit against them.
Basically, if you own it before they could actually do anything with it,
Exactly.
take away their power. I get it.
Exactly.
I definitely get it.
It's that's like one of those things, like going back and like if you could just go back to high school, because like, man, like the shit that I would let bother me, oh my God, I could troll those motherfuckers.
I think there's going to be a lot more to that man bun in the future. I just have a feeling you're going to revisit that somehow in the future.
Dude, if I could go back to that shop and like
you ever think of like putting a wig on and like a beard or something? Or
yeah, like, and just or do that, or just like break bread with the dude, like just go in there and just have a conversation with that guy. Like, I mean, dude, that would be big.
So you're gonna go back to the place and say, "Hey, Mr. Man Bun,
I'm strap-on.
I'm the strap-on.
I'm the strap-on. I'm the bald little hunchback that you challenge to a wrestling match in your wrestling ring you have in your comic book shop."
I think we've had a misunderstanding. Let's break bread. Can you videotape that whole thing?
Oh, dude. Oh, I'd be strapped to the gills with strap-ons. I would have like multiple camera angles. Like I would put like I might send my wife in there, or like just like get one of my buddies to go in there and be like, Okay, you be like a plant. This is like a different angle. I want to have different camera angles for that type of shit.
Promise me, regardless if you have a long YouTube career for years to come, or whether you don't, at one point in the future, you will revisit the man bun.
Okay.
We need to see that. I think I think we need to see that one-on-one confrontation, or I don't know what to even call it, but we have to see it, whatever happens with it.
Yeah,
This guy apparently likes you.
I
He
should
apparently likes you too.
I should react to that, but it's just like it's such petty. I mean, it just I'm like, ugh. I mean, that would be something funny on like a live stream, but like to make like a video, that's so meta that it wouldn't connect. I don't think.
Actually, it would be perfect for you. Reacting
Maybe.
to a reaction video about yourself.
That dude, you want to talk about the ego trip?
But yeah, but that is you.
I know.
Why
I know.
haven't you done that?
I've
I've done that. I've done that on live streams.
God, I just don't. Part of me, okay, you want to talk about the ego again? Part of me does not want to give that dude promotion.
Well, that's part of the reason why I buried it in the middle of Insomniac Theater, where, like, I don't make a special video for it, but like, hey, guess what? This asshole had something to say about me. Let's go and visit.
Right. Well, it just
I've also live streamed while somebody else is live streaming, while I'm watching them live streaming and commenting as if I'm like,
that's Inception.
So I'm not the guy you want to say to make reaction videos to. But I could see you doing that, and I actually, now that it was mentioned, I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't, because I think that you would probably be able to pull that one off.
Dude, those videos are hard to make, like editing wise.
Oh, I know that.
I suck at that. Honestly, I would do more shit like that. There's several other things that I want to react to. Specifically, I don't know if you ever watch America's Roadshow. There's a comic book dude on there, and I want to react to him so bad. And I don't want to make the video. It's just too hard.
It's not too hard. You just don't want to.
Exactly.
You could do it. It's not hard.
It's hard.
You've seen some of the mental defects that make videos, reaction videos. You could do it.
Oh, I know I could. Dude, people build careers on that shit.
Goose, there's nothing worse than when telling a obvious witty joke to someone and then simply don't get it, and either two things: they didn't get the joke or they simply don't like you.
Yep. He nailed it.
Yeah. How's it going, Joe? Another one of our community, real community, not you, Sticky Goose. You're not a real community. Anachronic is one of our real community.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah. We've already said that you're not a part of the community. You're outside and looking in. Were you upset? Did you get any nominations in the CBC Awards?
I don't think so. Actually, do you know who Open by Chance is?
Isn't it kind of odd that a channel like yours didn't at least get like a sniff?
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but even the hating people would have voted.
To me, if you would troll me by do an award for like biggest strap on or some shit, like. If you're gonna, do something like that. I
think they should make a most hated channel next year.
Exactly.
I really think they should. They're already trolling me with the Hands Award. That's like a whole freaking. Don't get me started on that. But I think that's a personal attack and troll on me, mocking me by making an award to shut me up with my hands. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
They can't silence you.
No, they can't. they didn't realize that, I'm going to double down and just keep going with it as I see it. But yeah, I think you got a real shot at being the most hated. You might not win.
Dude, that'd be devastating to not win.
You might not win. There's some people that are more hated. There are some
Who?
people that there are some more hated people.
Who
out
is
there.
more hated than me?
Yellow Flash is pretty well polarizing.
Dude, nobody knows who the fuck Yellow Flash is in the comic book community.
Go find them. Find it. When you have people looking for something to hate, they'll find it. You know? Trust me. All I have to do is one night in the middle of a stream say, hey, you want a channel to hate? Go to Yellow Flash. Even though I don't hate it. I actually like that channel, but
No, you don't watch that shit, do you?
I watch everything. Whether I agree with things or not, I like to hear other people's opinions. I really am into that. Like Yellow is funny in a way where
he's funny.
he
dude.
just goes and he hates Disney,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves to shit on Anheuser-Busch. and I'm amused by the way he goes about it. A lot of the stuff he says, it's purposely put there to get people angry. It doesn't get me angry. I'm actually amused by what he's saying. Do I agree with everything he says? No, but I think it's funny. And every so often he will say something I agree with. So it's entertaining. And at the same time, it's the kind of stuff that you don't watch. It's the stuff that you could be driving long distances, play in the background, and you don't have to watch it. You could just listen to him, just like any talk show or that kind of thing. So,
well, the dude is impressive because he's kind of like you, where he's not on camera, and he's gotten that type of a following. It's crazy.
Yeah, maybe he's my role model. I don't know. Maybe I have to take a couple lessons from him. I'm probably older than him. So he can't be. He can't be my role model. Are you able to see the strap on, or is that acceptable for YouTube? Oh, have you gotten any kind of censoring because of your strap on?
Oh, are we able to see the strap on? Oh no, I don't have it down here. I mean, it's just kind of like a strap on. I mean,
just run of the mill strap on.
Yeah, I mean it's black. It's normal sized. I don't know what norm. I mean, it's just average.
Just normal, average black strap on. That's what.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
How you doing? First audio, floor audio. Another good guy. He's part of the music community over in Britain. He's a really good guy. Listen,
that one got me. I got me a little bit.
The run-of-the-mill kind of talk over here. Don't worry about it. We talk about strap-ons and all kinds of stuff over here. We should never had a human strap-on our show. But let's see. Do we have any other questions here? I don't want to. I kind of don't want to drop it all here because I'd like to actually have you again at some point. You think you'd want to come back here at some point?
Yeah, this has been fun, dude.
I mean, the door's open for you. If you ever want to jump on the Insomniac,
that's too late.
You go to sleep early.
Yeah, I'm a sleepy boy. Early to bed, early to rise.
The awards ain't about hate, though. So what are they about?
Yikes.
Here's a question. Who did we say? I didn't say anything about hate. Did you say anything about hate as far as the awards?
I can't remember. I don't know what I said.
I don't remember anybody mentioning hate. I remember somebody saying people fluffing and giving praises to each other and tickling each other's asses about how great they are. Yeah. I don't think the hate is any word. I really wish a group of older, more established YouTube channels got together and actually made a real award ceremony where they had a panel and they didn't vote. No Sticky Goose voting, no Journey voting, no anybody from the community voting. They pick out the channels purely on merit and give them awards because that's what you do.
Is there like a comic book awards? Like I heard of this Ringo's. Like, is there like an actual comic book award show?
Well, the Ringo's is not. The Ringo's is for comics, and I think it's for the artists.
Okay.
Yeah. No, there's plenty of writers type of award. There's a lot of regional ones as well. Those exist. Not
Like what was it, like the Eisner?
the Eisner, but there's no creator like content creator awards. This is like the first. No, actually, there's been other awards. I'm gonna lie. If you go back deep enough into the community, there have been other groups that try to get an award ceremony and a thing going on in the past. So this is not completely new, but they fell apart. This is just the newest iteration of it. So you can't let the public on merit. It makes no sense.
Dude, YouTubers just overall, like, we're like the lowest of the low of any sort of creator. Like, even like the top of the top YouTubers, like PewDiePie or XQC or like these guys, like, they're just like trolls that just react on other people's shit. Like, I mean, going to like a con and seeing like other dudes there that are YouTubers with strap-ons and cameras like talking to themselves, it's like the most pathetic shit ever. And as somebody who is a strap-on, it's kind of funny. It's just like, dude, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, we're fucking comic book nerds with a strap-on.
But doesn't that kind of give you a little bit, just a little bit of happiness, knowing that you're not the only strap-on running around? There's other
dude. And some of the other strap-ons, I watched them. Like this one dude was literally live streaming from the convention, talking to his fucking camera. I was like, this shit is too much.
Oh, Remy's back. Yeah, we're still going on. We're
Remy Q Studios is the first super chat I ever got. Thank you.
Thank you for thanking him. Do you thank everybody at the end of your videos?
No, fuck them.
You're an asshole. You clearly haven't watched. Yeah, you haven't watched my thank you campaigns where I go and shun everybody for not saying thank you at the end of their videos. We sit there and watch your entire video. The least you can say is thank you.
I say, if any point in time you like this video, give the thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Thank you for watching and take care.
You just said thank you for watching.
See, I do thank everybody.
You see? You're a fake asshole.
I want to be an asshole so bad, but it's just hard.
See, it's hard. It's keeping up the persona.
Oh, it's
definitely
impossible.
is hard. Who is Yellow Flash? Jerry, he has a channel. It's called Yellow Flash. Now it's Yellow Flash 2, right?
Yeah.
You got rid of the first one? It's him. There's another guy called Thinking Critical. There's another guy by the name of Comics by Perch. Who's the other one we mentioned earlier that's part of that group? There's one more guy.
They have a bunch of guys come on.
And there's one chick that he always likes to trash. You ever see him go off on this one nerd comic chick?
Yeah, with the like blue hair or something.
Yeah, he loves to go after her. Oh, Clownfish is another one. I don't know if they're part of that group, but they're part of that as well. But they branch off not only to comic stuff, they go into pop culture and media stuff as well. So they're a little bit of a crossover type of channel. How you doing?
I don't want to be anywhere. I don't want to be a part of that shit.
Look Look at that comment.
Oh shit! I love this guy.
He's that one guy.
He's that one guy.
You got one. Good for you.
Oh man.
You could go and sleep easy tonight.
No. I can't sleep. Not till it's done. Not till the job's done.
Oh, that's important. The question from Hoarder Sky is the strap on ripped?
No. It's
No.
smooth.
He likes it nice and smooth, like a dolphin. There you go. Of course, beefing my moderator extraordinaire drops the links. Oh my god!
Dude,
I don't want to get a Flash's radar because he's gonna shit on me,
bro. Like the people that are in this niche comic book community, if they hate me, they're going to hate that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I love to hate people, so you need some channels like that.
Dude,
yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with the live stream. I can't. Well, I'm just making sure we didn't miss anything. Why are we just putting Nerdy Girl out of nowhere in there? How does she come into the conversation?
She's always around, dude. She's always pushing to the front of lines and shit.
Was she in the chat? And I didn't realize. I mean, I've had her on. I don't know. I actually met her. She seems like a nice woman, you know. But okay, I don't know.
I'm not a fan.
So what's coming up on your channel? What's going to be dropping soon?
I keep just little ideas, and then I decide whether I want to flesh them out with a big flesh kind of thing.
You're into the big flesh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, honestly, I'm reading a shit ton. Like, do you read much or no?
I try to read as much as I can. I don't read as much as I once upon a time did. And I'm a lot more selective about what I read. I do like reading a lot more. I'm a horror guy.
Okay.
You know, I'm a lot thriller, horror, suspense, that kind of guy. So I do like myself a good traditional Hulk where he goes and destroys a city and just fights everybody. I do enjoy a good Hulk book like that and those kind of books. But when it comes to the comics, I've gotten away from reading the traditional superhero books that I used to read.
Yeah.
Unless I go back to the back issues and read them, because some series I could read over and over again. I have no problem. And I've gotten more into the thriller, horror, that kind of
non-superhero shit. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more. It's just because I feel like every story with the superheroes has been told so many times over. And you could only write it in so many different ways and keep it intriguing. That being said, I'm sure somebody's going to come up with a storyline that I'll like, and then I'll go back to it. But
I'm actually reading The Authority by Warren Ellis. This is what James Gunn is going to pull from. I think he's going to make an Authority movie or something. But
are you reading it for spec?
No, I'm reading it because it's a take on superheroes that's not what we normally see, like The Boys.
Yeah, very similar.
And it's fucking awesome.
I haven't read much of it. I do have a good chunk of that series. So maybe I got it in a box of comics that I got, and it had like a shit ton of Authority in there. So I might go back and start browsing through it, and if it grabs me, I'll read it. I do like a lot of Garth Ennis.
Yeah, he's one of my top 10.
Anything that I see Garth Ennis writes, I'll pick it up because he's a nut. The guy, seriously, I think he's disturbed, and I like reading his disturbed writing, the way he writes. So,
do you read any manga or no?
I used to when I was younger. I did read I just my eyes are not trained to read that way, and it kind of like it keeps me unbalanced when I'm reading a manga book, unless it's in more Western style.
Gotcha.
You're going the back and forth kind of setting of it. A lot of it doesn't translate well, to be honest with you, either. Because I've talked to people that actually read it in the dialogue that it was supposed to be read, and they're going page by page, and they're telling me this. He's not saying this here; they're saying something else here. So ever since I kind of discovered that, I'm like, I'm not really reading the book in the way it's meant to be read. So I don't know. It's just I'm not going down that wormhole as far as reading that stuff, because there's so much stuff out there. I'll try some stuff. If somebody tells me this is really good, go read it. I'll go read it, and I do enjoy it. But it doesn't. I'd rather watch the anime than read the manga.
Ooh, I'm the exact opposite.
Because I could watch it for 2 hours and I'm done after I watch the movie.
Yeah, I've been reading some really good manga. I've been trying to read like the best mangas of all time, like Akira, Berserk, Attack on Titan, and holy shit, man!
See, Berserk is like a freaking encyclopedia upon itself, right?
There's like 40 some volumes. Yeah,
there's a lot to read. So like that is a task to take on.
But it's a good one.
And I don't know if I got the time or I don't even have time to watch TV anymore. People tell me, "Oh, did you see this show?" I really don't have that much time to spend a lot of that stuff. So I'm more selective as far as I read. I used to like reading novels. I don't even read novels anymore.
Reading is just so much better than playing video games or watching TV or anything. Like just the stories, I just love it so much.
I don't play any kind of new video games. I don't understand them. My son has all the systems and all this shit. I'm watching them. I try to play with him. My brain feels like it's gonna freaking explode half the time I'm playing with him. I can't like 5,000 fucking buttons on the controller. I like A B, and that's it. I don't need anything more than that. You want to give me a top button for this turbo? All right, I'll take that. That's it. I don't need anything more than that. It's too much. It's too complicated. Complicates my life unnecessarily. I'd rather play with women. I get more enjoyment playing with women than playing with freaking games. You know?
Oh, shit.
Everybody's got their form of enjoyment. That's my form of enjoyment. So that being said, I think we said a lot. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of surprises for us in the future. Like I said, you have an open door here.
Thank you.
People hate you, and it's probably gonna demolish my channel that I had you on here, and it's okay. I got a few alias channels, so when this one gets demolished, I'll pop up with another channel. They're like the Phoenix. I just keep coming back and back over and over again. So don't worry about it. You don't have to apologize about hurting my views. You're welcome anytime. And I just want to take a minute to thank everybody that took the time to sit here and be interactive with us and learning a little bit more of Daniel here, our very own Sticky Goose, because I don't think people didn't realize we have a goose in the community.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you feel like you're outside, you are part of the group. Maybe you're the fucked up cousin that nobody wants to talk to, but you are part of the community. You're part of the family.
Thank you.
So
that means a lot.
I'm telling you, you're part of the family.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So that's all we need. And let's thank everybody. Okay.
All right.
Any questions?
No questions. We said questions already.
We already did that.
StreamYard, you suck. Oh, this one.
Thank you very much.
My friends, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I want to thank you much. Thank you very Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Before we drop off, we're gonna about sign off in about 5 seconds. I am dropping a link because on the link that I'm dropping, it is a link to Glenn 2K12, one of our very own insomniacs, who's blossomed. He blossomed. I'm proud of him, just like many of the insomniacs we brought on, and he is learning the ropes and he's starting to stream on his own. He's still a very young channel, and he needs encouragement from the community. So, anybody that wants to go there and say hi, raid him, do whatever the hell you want to do. Tell him he's a farter. Tell him whatever. Tell him Journey says you suck. Whatever you want to say, just go there and show him some support, at least for a minute. That'd be cool. And I'll jump on there later after I'm done with this goose over here. Maybe I'll jump on. I gotta eat dinner too. I haven't eaten dinner. See what you did? You got me during dinner time, and now I gotta eat dinner. You know, so it's gonna be late, and I'm gonna be fat and unhealthy. You're welcome.
It's all my fault.
You're welcome. All right. Good night, people. Appreciate you all. Oh, and by the way, next Monday, just in case I forget, we're having the Comics Curing Cancel crew, the guys that are heading that, which is DJ Lynx, Rob Fatstacks, and Mark from Legion of Comics. They will all be on. We will have a menage a quattro here on the channel on Monday at 8:30. No, actually 9 p.m. We'll be dropping a link for that, and that should be a good stream. That's it. We're done. Right? We're done?
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.